What's going on, everybody? This is Elder Jacody Owens coming to you Thursday, July 30th. Trying to get caught up on my words for Wednesday, and after this, I have one more to get caught up on. But today, we're going to talk about where God stands on slavery, or the virtues of slavery, right? We're going to be coming from Exodus, and we're going to come from Colossians. Because these particular scriptures, especially Exodus 21 verses 20 through 21, have been a topic of concern for some people. Some people raise the question out of ignorance, and some people have raised the question out of truly wanting to understand and truly wanting to grow. So we just want to tackle these scriptures right quick. Remember, this is not a full Bible study. This is just a few nuggets to get you thinking, motivated, get you into your word, and just get you looking and digging into the things pertaining to God. All right. But how does God feel about slavery? Right. The slavery as we would think of slavery. I know I've talked to a lot of brothers. I talked to a lot of African American guys, and when we think of slavery, a lot of times we immediately go to American historical slavery. You know what I mean? And so when you see different things pertaining to slavery, it's like our mind instantly connects to that first before even thinking about anything else. Alright? But Exodus 21:16 reads, "And he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death." Alright? It doesn't sound like he approves of slavery to me. And when we're talking about stealing a man and selling him, as we look at, our ancestry and things of that nature, that type of slavery would not have been appreciated. It would not have been just in God's sight. But let's continue, because we're going to jump over to Exodus 21 verses 20 through 21. "And if a man smite his servant or his maid with a rod, and he die under his hand, he shall surely be punished. Notwithstanding, if he continue a day or two, he shall not be punished, for he is his money." Now that sounds bad, just looking at these two verses, and these are the verses in question here. That sounds bad. It sounds like God is endorsing slavery, and not only that, it sounds like he's telling you how to beat him, you can beat him, and he's just on board with it all. When you look at those two scriptures, that's exactly how it sounds, but that's not the case. But through scripture, let's see what we're talking about here. Let's go to chapter 21. We're going to go to verse 1. Verse 1 and 2, why not? "Now these are the judgments which thou shalt set before them." God talking to Moses. "Now these are the judgments which thou shalt set before them." Judgments is the key word here. All right, whenever you think of judgments, you're thinking of you're being judged for something. It sounds a little bit like crime and punishment. These are the judgments. "If thou buy a Hebrew servant, 6 years he shall serve, and in the 7th he shall go out free for nothing." So he's even telling you, look, this is what it is, and this is how long it's going to be for. And then on the 7th year, he's going to be released. All right? But when you look at verses 20 and 21 by itself, it looks pretty bad. And even still, we're talking about buying Hebrew servants, and then it begs the question, well, how do you obtain Hebrew servants? God's against slavery, he's against this type of servitude. How do you obtain these Hebrew servants? Let's look at Exodus 22 verses 1 through 3. "If a man shall steal an ox or a sheep and kill it or sell it, he shall restore 5 oxen for an ox, or 4 sheep for a sheep. If a thief be found breaking up and be smitten that he die, there shall no blood be shed for him. If the sun be risen upon him, there shall be blood shed for him, for he should make full restitution. If he have nothing, then he shall be sold for his theft." So you obtain a slave because that person who's going to be your slave is a criminal. He is to be sold for his theft. All right. And that brings me to, they're in the wilderness. They're a traveling community of people. and there's no prison systems, there's no police officers. So with these criminals, and God has laid out different judgments for different things. There's a life given, life taken, and life is be given, this, that, and the other. But right now we're on slavery, we're on thieving. And so if you cannot repay what it is that was stolen to the number that it's supposed to be repaid, you're to be sold into slavery. And there's no questions asked as to how long, because the God says 6 years, 7th year he goes free. All right. Now you bring a servant, a slave into your house. He's a known criminal. She's a known criminal with your wife, with your kids, with your family, and they start acting up. Well, you can't call the CO, you can't call the police, so you have to take matters into your own hands. So that's what God is talking about in 20 and 21. And look, if you beat him and you kill him, you're going to be punished. But if you beat him and he comes back too, all right, that's what it is. It's your money. All right, but still, you're beating this person. But let's look at one more thing. And if you take it overboard in that, if you knock his eye out, later on in Scripture it says he's supposed to be released because of his eye's sake. If you go overboard and you beat him to where you knock a tooth out, they're to be released for that tooth's sake, because you're going overboard. All right. But let's go to one more scripture, because I'm running out of time here. And this isn't a Bible study. This is a quick nugget just to get you thinking, maybe connect a few dots for you prayerfully. But I know it's not me or anything that I read that is going to change your mind. It all has to be the Spirit of God that does it through you. Colossians 4:1, Masters, give unto your servants that which is just and equal, knowing that ye also have a master in heaven. So that means you're not going to be just beating your servants to beat them. You're not going to beat this one because you don't like the way they look, and you're going to treat this one better. You're going to be fair. You're to be fair and equal all across the board. That's what the Bible is talking about. That's just. That's holy. All right. We're slaves right now. When we get up and we go to work, we're slaves. We don't want to go to work, though they're not permitted to beat us. We don't want to go to work. We don't want to do these things that we have to do to take care of our family. We'd rather be with our family. If we get locked up today, we are now slaves to that prison system. And there are COs that will put their hands on us, and some of them take it overboard. But God is just laying out an order. All right. And when you begin to look at the scriptures as a collection, you really start to understand that. But when you look at it as piece by piece, you can create your own stories, and you can find all these axes to grind with God that are that don't pertain to what the scripture's talking about. Prayerfully, the scriptures have been a blessing to you as they have been to me, and prayerfully your eyes have been opened or enlightened to a few things, or maybe you've just been reminded of these scriptures because you already know. All right, but stay tuned. There'll be more to come. Be blessed. Till next time.